We would Uber to these guys' houses. We were dick fiends.
Oh,
we were fiending for that fuckboy. I mean, it was sick.
I know
for the
women like
fuckboy
this.
cock. Yeah, see, I was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm just waiting for my friend. Like, acting like a fucking idiot. I ended up sitting in like the lobby area of this little crusty ass apartment.
What's up, YouTube?
Romance Podcast.
Back with another video. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Let's get right into the video.
Remember that there were times that like I would Uber. I mean, you did the same thing. We would Uber to these guys' houses.
Oh my God, like,
by ourselves just to like, because we were dick fiends.
Oh,
we were fiending for that fuckboy. We were, I mean, it was sick.
I know
for the
women like
fuckboy
this.
cock. Yeah, seriously, when you are willing to spend $50 on an Uber for yourself, like this guy isn't even getting you the Uber. You're getting it yourself to show up where they are, and then they don't even answer.
Oh yeah, tell
door.
that story, please.
God, this story, I can't even believe that like I did this to like allowed myself to be this way.
I remember thinking before she tells the story, I remember thinking in the moment, sorry Claudia, nothing against you, this dumb like, because I knew like
It is what it is.
Oh my
mean,
God, it was so
I feel like it was one of those things where like prior to this night he had already been fucking you over, so I knew it was not going to go as planned.
No, I would literally like get so drunk to the point where I just like didn't even care. And I remember like this is one of those scenarios where if you're with your friends, you might as well just fucking stay with your friends and have a good time with them. Instead, I was being like a little dick whipped bitch and not
fiending for the fuckboy cop.
Yeah, and I literally left the bar.
No. We were at our friend's house.
Yeah,
We
like
left
right
there.
after the bar. We were so it was like around the bars, and I called myself an Uber and I was like, all right everyone, see you later. And For's like, she gave me this look like, where the fuck are you going, you dumb fuck?
Because she basically left me.
Yeah, well,
Exactly. Some men need to understand that while you're spending your money, something you should be putting towards your future so you can build resources. While you're spending your effort, something you should be putting towards yourself to make yourself better every day. While you're spending your time, something you can never get back, having these 3-hour-long conversations with these women that talking about, oh, my boyfriend ain't shit because he cheated on me. And then in 4 days, you see her update or her status update on Facebook and they back together. They're laughing at you. And trust me, I've had these conversations with some of these women. They know you exist and they just don't care because they don't desire you. There was this friend group. There was 2 dudes and there was one girl that just came into this friend group. The full group was about 5 or 6 people, but in this story, it was mainly 2 guys and 1 girl that was very new to the friend group. These guys would do anything for this girl. She didn't have a washing machine. She would come over and they would wash her laundry for her. They would cook her food while she was there. Anytime she needed to go to the store, they were on call. She called them at 1 a.m. in the morning one time to pick her up from another dude's house, and they did it. I came over one time, and knowing how good their relationship was, they got into an argument while the girl was there. And I'm looking at these 2 dudes like, bro, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all trying to flex? You know how dudes sometimes their energy change when there's a woman in the room? Their energy just changed a little bit when there's a woman. I'm like, well, why I feel weird right now? Like, y'all not treating each other the same way as y'all normally do. Are y'all pursuing this woman or something? Because y'all keep doing stuff and going to great lengths for this woman. Are y'all pursuing this woman? And they say, no, she's just a friend. You know, she's just a part of our friend group. I went home that night. I get a message. Who could this be? Turns out it's the girl that I had just met at the apartment, and she got my number from one of the guys that was at the apartment. She messages me and telling me how good I look. Look, guys, I'm going to just tell you straight up. I was a Division I athlete. You have options. It doesn't matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how you look. When you're a Division I athlete, you just have options when you're in college. I was a professional athlete right after that. You see my shirt, USA Rugby. That was the team I played for, the USA National Rugby Team. I had options. But I was in a relationship, so I just sent her a message, a picture of me and my girlfriend. That was dead. But the moral of the story is these 2 dudes were willing to ruin their relationship that they had established over years of hardship, over one woman that had just introduced themselves into their lives, that wasn't even interested in them. They were doing everything that these women say that they want from men, from good guys, and she wasn't interested in them. She was interested in a guy that she had just met after a couple hours of conversation. She was asking them to pick her up from a guy's house that just blew her back out to take her home because she didn't have a car. And these are the women that you're investing your money, effort, and time into. What I'm basically saying is, if a woman doesn't desire you, it's very hard to make her desire you. And even if you do make her desire you, it'll be very easy for the guys that she actually desires to come back into her life and take her away from you.
You were with other people.
I was not friends with those people like I was with you.
Well, I feel like I
Ghosted
left you
her
because
friend
we were,
just to go be with some dude
not
that
going
don't want to
home
be with
together
her.
or something. Like I
crazy.
wouldn't have left if I knew I was supposed to leave
Maybe
with
I
you.
went to his house that night too.
I think that you were with someone. Like
I wasn't with him, but I might have been planning on
meeting
going
up
to
with
his
him or
house.
something.
Okay, I forgive you.
So
I feel like it's gonna.
anyway,
turn.
I fucking paid like $45 for a stupid fucking Uber. Went all the way up to these shitty college apartments. Knocked on the damn door, and somehow my crazy ass remembered this address.
Like, you need to tell the part about how you actually heard like shit like go quiet.
Oh yeah, there was like
This is actually hilarious.
I go to knock on the door for like the funniest part is I remember this address when like he didn't give it to me. He didn't say like, okay, like confirming, like come now. He had just told me like previously in the night or was saying like, oh, I want to see you, like come see me, whatever. Like I was being so stupid. And I remembered the address in my head and I like typed it into Uber, whatever. I went there. I went in this apartment building and I was like looking around like, which one is it? I can't remember. And I spotted this one door and I was like, this one looks familiar. I started banging on the door and I hear like loud ass music, like a TV playing. And all of a sudden it just like went silent. I was like, oh my God, he's pretending he's not there. Fuck my life.
Later.
And I kept knocking and no one was answering. And then these other people walked in. They're like, are you okay? Like, do you need to come in our apartment? And I was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm just waiting for my friend. Like, acting like a fucking idiot. I ended up sitting in like the lobby area of this little crusty ass apartment. I wasn't crying.
This
yet.
man ain't even
I was
got
laughing at
nothing.
myself because I was so
Well,
ashamed.
then
Crusty
you
apartment.
you
I
snapped
got
and
home and then I
cried.
cried.
Okay.
I was so mad, whatever.
She
I ended up
desires you,
leaving.
she'll do it.
And went home. And of course, like on my way home, that's when you respond. It's like, oh, I was like asleep or I was throwing up.
Bullshit.
I don't know, making some fucking stupid excuse. And I get home and then I started crying because I was just like, I'm so foolish. And I was like, you know, so hammered out of my mind and just.
And this is why I always tell men, if you ask a woman on a date and she says no, unless she got a really good reason, don't continue to pursue that woman. She has no interest in you. Women are emotional thinkers, not logical thinkers. Look at the video. This woman left a woman that was her best friend at a bar alone to go pursue a man that she knew had no interest in being with her. That's because women are emotional thinkers, and if they desire a man, women will simp too. Here's an example. When I was about 23, I knew this girl. I still know her. She was about 20 at the time. She was a virgin, but she was interested in a basketball player, so you kind of already know where this is going. And I can respect this man because off the rip, at the beginning of them being together, he told her, look, I don't want to be with you. This will never be a romantic relationship. I don't want anything from you in terms of that, but we can be friends. So in her pursuit of this man, she allowed him to sleep in her apartment damn near daily. She would cook him meals. She would take him on dates. She would allow him to use her car. And that's because those are the lengths that women will go to pursue a man. Y'all, I know y'all have had these conversations before with women that are crying because a man devastated them, and you go through all this time trying to explain to them, hey, he doesn't like you, this and that, you should move on, and then you see in 3 days that she's back with the dude. It happens all the time. And that's because when women desire a man, they will pursue them. So if you're asking a woman on a date and she doesn't want to go on that date, stop trying to pursue her because she doesn't actually desire you. She'll use you in the moment for a meal. She'll use you in the moment for some attention, but she doesn't actually desire you. And when the man that she desires comes along, he's going to take her from you if you actually do ever get the chance to get her. The woman that I was just referring to, fast forward about 9 months, and she came to me crying. I don't know why she came to me crying, talking about where did I go wrong? And I told her, I'm not having this conversation with you. Number one, anything I tell you ain't gonna matter anyway because you're gonna be right back with him. Number two, he told you at the beginning of this that he didn't want to be with you. And you decided to continue to pursue him. Guess where this woman is now? Single mother. By a dude that wants nothing to do with the child. He told you off the rip what it was. And we try to act like this stuff doesn't exist. We try to act like women don't have children by men they know that don't want to take care of the father in hopes that that's going to make him want to stay. We try to act like that's not real, but that happens all the time. And so you see her posting stuff all the time. Men are this, men ain't shit. Men. But the good guy that was pursuing you, because there was a good guy pursuing her this whole time, RIP to him because he's passed away since, but he couldn't get the time of day. Now you're a single mother. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is a woman who desires you will pursue you to some degree. Now, if you have to initiate that pursuit, cool. But if you've showed interest in her and you've told her that you're interested in her and she hasn't reciprocated that and showed you that she's interested in you, leave it alone. Don't give her free attention, messaging her every morning, talking about some good morning, beautiful, this and all this and that. No, because she's going to see that message. She may reply 2 or 3 hours later while she's begging for this other guy that has given her nothing, no attention, hasn't invested any money, any time into her, but she'll give everything to him and leave you over hanging out to dry. Don't be bitter about it. Don't be bitter about it, but just understand that this stuff happens. So don't waste your time and money on a woman that's not interested in you. Till next time.